What's up, everyone? UFC 303. Let's get to it. As always, I'm going to start with the main event and then work myself down. Not the entire card, but most of the main card and maybe one of the prelims. So, main event. It was supposed to be Conor versus Chandler, but that fight never. Conor's pinky got hurt and got injured. He pulled out. I don't know what, just not take some ibuprofen, but yeah. And so now the main card is the rematch between Garry Prochazka and Alex Pereira. Both taking it on short notice, which it's just one fact that I don't like. It already has an excuse for either one. I was not ready for it. I didn't train. You name it. This one is hard to pick. I am picking Pereira to win this one. Kind of a deja vu, really. I'm picking Pereira by TKO round 2. However, I'm not confident in it. I would say I'm 60-40. But not because I don't believe that Garry Prochazka doesn't have the skill to get it done, because I believe he does. I believe he has the power, the striking, the grappling, most important, to get this done. What I don't fully trust is to a certain degree, his fight IQ and the approach for this fight. See, I can totally see Prochazka and his team making the game plan of having a striking battle with Alex Pereira, which I think would be a mistake. Not saying he couldn't get it done, but to make the decision to go out there and have a kickboxing fight with the former kickboxing world champion, to me, it's just asking to lose, and it's dumb. It's playing into Alex Pereira's strength, which is his stand-up. And that's the reason why I'm leaning Pereira, because I can totally see Prochazka doing that. And I'm always going to favor, a striker who chooses to strike with Alex Pereira. With that being said, if Prochazka goes there with the game plan to implement grappling and the takedown, I can totally see Prochazka winning this one. So if you're planning on betting, I would say bet on Prochazka if you like to gamble, if you like some excitement. But if you're like me, I would say enjoy this one. Don't bet on this one. Just sit down, grab a drink, and enjoy the fight. So you're not, hoping someone wins or loses. That's what I'm gonna do on this one. I'm gonna enjoy it. Pereira's coming from beating Jamal Hill last time he fought, about a couple minutes, 2 minutes and a half into the first round. Nothing much to it for the first two and a half minutes and 3 minutes that it lasted, up until the very end, where that whole confusion with the low kick, where it was kind of funny how he told Herdin, hey, get out of here, and then he knocked him out with the hook that kind of looked like an uppercut. It was, if you watch the fight, you know what I'm talking about. It was like a hook it was like a mixture with an uppercut, kind of. They just knocked him out and dropped him. But up until that point, it was kind of uneventful, really. Jamal Hill didn't show a single takedown attempt. And, well, that's what happens when you have a kickboxing fight with Alex Pereira. Pereira knocked him out. Prochazka's coming from beating Rakic in a fight that I think was the second or third round that he beat him. Second round. See, I was actually wrong with both of these guys. I picked Jamal Hill to win last time, and I picked Rakic to win last time. And I was wrong on both of them. So on that Rakic fight, round 1 was pretty decently dominant for Rakic. He was showing that he was the more technical striker. Prochazka does a lot of weird shit in there. Eventually it worked. He caught him. And then Rakic was just not able to recover, and eventually he got the TKO. But the fight before, for both of them, was their first fight between Pereira and Prochazka, where round 1 was competitive. I think Prochazka might have stole it towards the end with the takedown. in round two, it looked like he was winning. It looks like he was starting to connect. Pereira was kind of fading. I don't think Pereira can go more than 2-3 rounds. But he caught him. Prochazka should have done what he did in the first round and try to get the takedown. But he was happy with the striking, and now we get it to both of them on short notice. Like I said, if I knew, and unfortunately I don't, what the game plan for Prochazka win, and I knew that he was going to implement grappling, I would probably pick him to win and get the upset. But he's a crazy guy. I can totally see him wanting to prove a point and having a striking battle with Pereira, and I can't pick, against someone who is going to have a kickboxing fight with Pereira. But in the off chance that he makes this an MMA fight, I can totally see Prochazka winning. But officially, I am picking Pereira by TKO round 2, just like the first time. Not super confident though. I'm 60-40. The co-main event is Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. If you've seen my videos before, when I've talked about Ortega, is something that I've said many times. I'm going to say it again. I have never been impressed with Brian Ortega. To this day, I'm not impressed by him. I mean, people can call me a hater if you want. That's fine. I don't care. But even before the Max Holloway fight, people were saying that he was going to beat him and he was going to be the new champ. And I remember I was like, what are you all talking about? What exactly are you all seeing that makes you think this guy is the killer of killers, I can go back to every single one of his fights. It's interesting, right? His most dominant fight has been, I guess, the last one, the Jair Rodriguez one. I think his striking is mediocre, mid-level at best. He has almost no takedown ability. And don't confuse submission with takedown ability. See, a lot of times you need the takedown, the grappling to complement your submission. And Brian Ortega doesn't have that. As a matter of fact, his last fight against Jair Rodriguez has been his most successful fight as far as taking people down. Even fights, I mean, we can go back to when I first noticed him, right? Moicano stopped every single one of his takedowns. If you Wikipedia the result, you're going to see that he won by submission. It was a guillotine choke. Moicano was winning the stand-up, was stopping every single takedown, and God knows why, he shoots for a takedown and gets caught on the guillotine. Swanson stopped every single takedown, got caught on a standing guillotine. Frank Yeager stopped every single takedown, got, I think it was an elbow that knocked him out. Max Holloway used him as a human punching bag, and Ortega was not able to take him down. Korean Zombie, Zombie was actually doing pretty good until he landed that elbow that when he kind of took over. Volkanovski used him as a punching bag. The first fight with Jair Rodriguez, he got injured. The second fight with Jair Rodriguez, for the first 4.5 minutes of the first round, Jair Rodriguez was using him as a punching bag. In my opinion, and you can feel free to disagree on this one, Jair Rodriguez got gassed out, and that's why Ortega took over. I mean, I am 100% convinced he gassed out. That's when he started to take him down and eventually submitted him. But I've never seen him absolutely dominate someone fully from start to finish in the striking or in the grappling. Diego Lopes has smoked everyone they put in front of him, his last 3. I know they're not the same level of competition, but I'm pretty sure Diego Lopes would have smoked that same... I'm pretty sure I would pick him to be that same Pereira, that same Swanson, that same Korean Zombie. I don't think he would have got his beat as bad as he did by Max Holloway. I'm picking Diego Lopes to starch him on the stand-up. This is a fight that I'm prepared to eat my words if it goes the other way, but unless Brian shows a Olympic level takedown ability, I don't see him being able to take Diego Lopes down. And the striking, it's miles apart. Diego Lopes should be able to land at will The same way Holloway has done, Moicano did, Yair did, Volkanovski did. Diego Lopes should be able to do the same and get the knockout. Maybe even Brian Ortega has heart, so this could be a decision as well. But I'm picking Diego Lopes, TKO, round, possibly even round 1 or 2. But yeah, Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. I'm picking Anthony Smith on this one. I think he's coming from beating Petrino with a guillotine against Dolidze, who got completely dominated in his last fight against Nasruddin Imavov. I don't know. Again, this one is also a short notice for both of them, but I think Smith had a couple weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks to train. Versus Imavov, Dolidze has had less than a week. I think the size and the fact that Smith has fought bigger guys all of his career is gonna give him the ability to keep the fight standing. I've never seen anyone being able to completely out-grapple Smith, take him down, and dominate him. Or maybe Teixeira did several years ago, but usually when he gets beat, it's on the stand-up. I don't see Dolidze being able to beat him in the stand-up. He might be able to take him down, but submitting him, I don't think so. And again, this guy has had less than a week to prepare for this one, so I am picking Smith to get the TKO round 3. Just again, the experience is huge, had more time to prepare. He's bigger, he's dealt with bigger guys. So Smith by TKO round 3, also could go to decision. I also have then Ian Machado Garry versus Michael Page. Machado Garry's coming from having a very competitive fight against Jeff Neal. It was split. There was a couple rounds were very close where you could argue you could have given it to either one. So I don't necessarily disagree with the split. Wasn't too good of a fight, honestly. It was very technical from Garry Machado. He's fighting Michael Page, who made me eat a lot of words also when he fought Kevin Holland. I was convinced Kevin Holland would use grappling because the one time he did in that fight, he showed control. He was able to control him for a couple minutes. Whether he didn't try or he wanted to please the crowd, I don't know. But Michael Page was able to show that he was a better striker. Holland had no answer. This one might actually be the same. I'm picking Machado Garry to win by decision, where it's going to be interesting, right? Because Michael Page likes to counter-strike, and Ian Machado Garry takes his time, and he'll let you be the one that pressures. Like, perfect example is his last fight against Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal was the one doing all the pressure, but Garry was just picking him apart with as he was coming in. I don't know what Page will do, if he's going to do the same approach that Jeff Neal did. But I can see Garry actually, unlike Kevin Holland, be smart and take him down. So, Garry Machado by decision. Probably not too... I don't think it's going to be what people expect this fight to be. But we'll see. And then I'm also picking Andre Fili to beat Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson is 40 years old. I always talk about age. See, mid to late 30s, it's when things start to slow down. This guy's 40. And he's coming from beating Hakeem Dawodu, a fight that I don't see how he won that fight. He should have been... I gave it to Dawodu. I think I gave Dawodu 2 and 3. But it was unanimous. So, yeah, that was a robbery for sure. Versus Andre Fili, who's coming from losing to Dan Ige, who in my opinion would also beat Cub Swanson. Ige has lost to good guys. Ige, Nathaniel Wood, Brito, Bryce Mitchell, Yusuf, Michael Johnson, Kelvin Cater, Ray Rodriguez, Max Holloway. Cub Swanson is nowhere near the level of these guys. Anyways, I only have 15 minutes to upload this video. So Pereira by TKO round 2, not super confident. Diego Lopes by TKO, could be decision. Anthony Smith by TKO round 3. Ian Machado Garry by decision. and Andre Fili by decision.